I'm Jimmie Smith, and I'm going to turn 70 later this year, and my address is Newburg, Missouri, but I actually live 18.5 miles from there, out in the country. I think you'd call them seasonal allergies, but I'm one of those people that seem to have them all 4 seasons. And as a child, I didn't have allergies, but about mid-teens, I started developing some symptoms that made me pretty miserable, and as I've grown older, why, they've gotten worse. At present, not a lot. I'm receiving really good care. Before that, actually, I call it brain fog. It was the lethargy, and that's the good times. And the bad times were just sinus headaches and sinus infections. Fought them all the time. Absolutely. Tried over-the-counter treatments and about anything you could find. That's what you wanted, was the next new treatment. First thing I remember taking years ago was something called Dimetap, and I thought it was a godsend until I figured out it kind of stopped working. Actually, the way that went down is I'd gotten old enough. I had a primary care physician, Dr. Bass, and he was always treating me for sinus infections, and he suggested, I could send you over to the allergy clinic. And that was, back then it was Bond Clinic. I believe her name was Judith Krenning, is who I saw. And that was met with pretty good success. For several years we did subcutaneous drops under the tongue, and so that was good, and it was also very helpful to have that place to go when you were in trouble. You can make a phone call and get relief fairly quickly. So I've just maintained that over the years. More recently, I've been seeing Jennifer, and she's really, really good. She had suggested, I tested, as I keep testing for more things, having more things, and so she had suggested that I start taking the shots. And there's enough serum that I have to take 2 shots, 1 in each arm. And that started about 1.5 years ago, and I'd say last year was the best year I've had probably in my adult life. It really made a difference. It's not that I'm symptom-free, it's just that I don't have the lethargy, I don't have the sinus headaches, I just have drainage, and I get up the next day and I feel good. Start over. I jokingly tell people that Miss Jennifer, I think she walks on water. They're really good, and they're very pleasant, very professional, and there's always several other patients in there getting shots normally or treatment, and they know everybody by first name. Just a really good organization. Yeah. I mowed 3 lawns yesterday, and hey, here I am. I felt great when I woke up, but everything is leafing out and blooming right now, so I can tell I'm getting a little nasal. So I still have symptoms, but they're acceptable. I have called when we've been out of state, and she's managed to call me in a prescription to deal with that, and it's just good to know that you got somebody that you can call on, and they're there for you. Never had them fail me. And we go back now for a few years. Well, I don't think you don't have to live like that. It just makes sense to, if you've been tested and it didn't work out, go someplace else, try it again. And that's what I mean. See, I had been tested for allergies. I went to a clinic in Lebanon, Missouri, drove down there. That's a long ways away, and took shots there, and I even learned to give them to myself. But it was very poor. It didn't work that well. I didn't test positive for enough things. I don't know if it was the testing or what, but it was when I went to Dr. Krenning's office that they tested me, and suddenly we found things that I was actually allergic to, and they come up with serums that worked. And so that's all I can say is they've worked very well for me.